Have you ever poured your heart into trusting someone, believing they were family, only to feel the sting of a sinister truth hiding behind their smile? My name is Adifir, and I'm about to bare my soul, sharing a story that tore my world apart. My best friend's mother, a woman I looked up to, who felt like my guiding star, pulled me into a web so twisted, so cunning, it shattered every ounce of faith I had in loyalty. This is a story of betrayal, of obsession, and the fragile lines that, when crossed, can break you. For the next some minutes, I'll take you into a world where every shadow hides a secret, where every step feels like a fall. So, put on your headphones, hit that subscribe button, and walk with me through this heart-wrenching journey. I'm Adifir Varma, 30 years old, born and raised in the chaos of New York City, where dreams flicker like neon lights, bright one moment, gone the next. But this story begins in London, 4 years ago, when I chased a dream to work as a curator at a renowned art gallery. I come from a simple Indian family in New Jersey. My parents, they taught me that trust and hard work could carry you anywhere. I believed them, until London broke me open. In London, I found my anchor, my college friend, Liam Holt. Liam, a British-Australian architect, was like sunlight, charismatic, driven, the kind of friend who made you feel alive. His family, they became my safe haven. Liam's father, James, a retired professor, had this quiet wisdom that felt like home. His old books and whiskey bottles, they were my escape. But Liam's mother, Isabel, she was different. At 48, she was an art dealer, a force of nature, glamorous, sharp, the kind of woman who could silence a room with a glance. Isabel, she saw something in me. She became my mentor, teaching me the secrets of the art world, how to read a painting's soul, how to win over the elite. Adifir, she'd say, her blue eyes burning into mine, you have a spark that could set this world on fire. But that spark in her eyes, it wasn't just pride. It was something darker. I was drawn to her world, her confidence. But slowly, I saw the truth. In Isabel's universe, life was a chessboard, and I was about to become her pawn. This is the story of how her game nearly destroyed me. Liam and I, we fell back into our old rhythm, like no years had passed. Nights at cozy London pubs, laughing over pints, long walks by the Thames, lost in dreams and debates. Weekends, we'd escape to his family's estate in Kent, this sprawling house, wrapped in ivy, where the air smelled of history. James, Liam's dad, he'd welcome me with open arms. Adifir, you're one of us, he'd say, and those words, they filled a hole in my heart I didn't even know was there. But Isabel, she was always watching. Her attention, it was warm, but it lingered too long, like a shadow that wouldn't fade. She'd praise my work, ask about my life. Adifir, so talented, yet no one's claimed your heart? Her eyes, they'd hold mine, searching, and I'd laugh it off, telling myself it was just her charm. But deep down, something felt wrong. Then, one day, she called me to her office in Mayfair, all glass and gold, a world I barely understood. She was working on a deal, a rare Picasso, worth millions. Adifir, I need you, she said, her voice sharp, like a blade. This deal's delicate. Meet the client. Deliver some documents. I said yes. How could I not? This was Isabel, my mentor, the woman who'd given me a place in her glittering world. But the deal, it didn't feel right. The client, Henrik, a German businessman, was cold, his eyes like steel. Give this to Isabel. Tell no one. He handed me a sealed envelope, heavy, too heavy for just papers. I took it, but his stare, it planted a seed of fear. Isabel brushed it off. This is just the art world, Adifir. But her smile, it never reached her eyes. I told myself I was paranoid. Weeks later, she gave me another task. Adifir, I trust you, she said. Go to Australia. Meet a collector. He could change everything for us. I pushed back. Why me? Why not your team? Her eyes narrowed, but her smile was like velvet. Because you're special, Adifir. I believe in you. Her words pulled me in, but the doubts, they were screaming. Was I just her courier, or something more? Australia, that trip changed everything. In Sydney, I met Mr. Canning, a retired banker, his penthouse dripping with art that cost more than I'd ever earn. But his words, they weren't about paintings. Offshore transfers, discreet investments. He slid a USB drive across the table. For Isabel. Don't open it. I took it, my pulse pounding like a drum. Back in London, I couldn't shake it. I plugged the USB into my laptop, and what I saw, it wasn't art. Bank accounts, property deeds, coded messages that screamed secrets. This wasn't a deal. This was a crime. I stormed into Isabel's office, my heart in my throat. What's on this drive, Isabel? What are you pulling me into? She didn't blink. Adifir, you're asking dangerous questions. Her voice was ice, but her words, they burned. Stay with me, and you'll have it all: money, power, everything. Walk away, and you'll regret it. That was no promise. It was a threat. I tried to tell Liam, but he was blind to it. Mum's just intense, mate. She likes you. Likes me? This wasn't affection. This was control. Isabel's game grew darker. Late-night calls, dinners where her hand grazed mine, her voice, low and intimate. Adifir, you and I were connected. It wasn't professional. It was a trap, and I was sinking deeper. One night, I saw something I wasn't meant to. I'd gone to Kent to see Liam, but in the garden, I saw her. Isabel, with Henrik and a stranger, arguing over a briefcase, cash, I was sure. I hid, my heart pounding so loud I thought they'd hear it. If this leaks, we're finished, Henrik hissed. Isabel's voice was like a blade. Adifir's under control. Under control? I was her puppet. And I didn't even know it. I was done being her pawn. I had to fight back. I copied the USB files, recorded her calls, got a friend to hack her emails. What I found, it was worse than I'd imagined. Isabel was running an international money laundering ring. Her art deals? A lie. Millions funneled through fake sales, hidden in plain sight. And me? I was her perfect tool, no record, no suspicion, just a fool who trusted her. I faced her in her office, my hands shaking but my voice steady. I know it all, Isabel. The laundering, the lies. I have proof, and I'm going to Interpol. For the first time, I saw her crack fear in those cold blue eyes. But she fought back. Adifir, you're in over your head. My partners, they're untouchable. If I fall, you're coming down with me. Her words hit hard, but I was done bending. I told Liam everything. His face, it broke my heart. My mum, this isn't real. But the proof was undeniable. We went to James, and I'll never forget his eyes. I gave her my life, he whispered, like his soul was crumbling. We hired an investigator, and with Interpol, they tore her world apart. Isabel was arrested in Germany, mid-deal. The news called her the art dealer turned criminal queen. Liam and James, they cut her out of their lives. And me? I was the Indian guy who took down Isabel Holt. But it wasn't glory. It was grief. I'm back in New York now, working at a small gallery, trying to rebuild what's left of me. Liam's in Melbourne, chasing a new life, far from the wreckage of his mother's lies. James, he's still in Kent, but his laughter's gone, replaced by a quiet pain. Isabel's trial drags on in an international court, and soon, I'll face her again, testifying. I keep asking myself, was she always a monster? Or did her own game trap her, too? This nightmare taught me something. Trust, it's fragile, like glass. One wrong move, and it shatters. Isabel's web stole my innocence, but it forged something stronger. She broke my trust, but she didn't break me. I'm no longer her puppet. I'm writing my own story now. That's my story, a raw, aching tale of trust betrayed and strength reclaimed. Have you ever been burned by someone you loved? Share it in the comments, I read every word. If this hit you, hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more stories that cut deep. Until next time, stay fierce, and hold tight to your truth. Peace. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe now my YouTube channel.